Morning folks, hope you're doing really well. Welcome back to another little video, and it's a Sunday morning, nice bright and early, and it feels like forever since I jumped in the car, drove out to start a ride, but that's exactly what we're doing today. Driving across to North Yorkshire to meet up with my good pal Ian, and we're going to explore some of the quiet lanes around that area between Nidderdale and West Yorkshire. So all new roads, all new routes for me, and really looking forward to it. It's not actually the ride I'd planned this weekend. I'd planned to do something quite different and a lot tougher on the bicycle, but I'll maybe talk about that as we go around today, and also that concept of really pushing yourself on the bicycle and what that actually means in practice. But yeah, without further ado, I better get shimmy on because I'm running late as usual. I'll catch up with you when we get the bikes set up and we get on the road, starting from Tadcaster this morning. Catch you in a second. So just a quick look at the route today as we're making our way up to the start. You can see here we're just focusing on that area northeast of Leeds, and starting a ride from the North Yorkshire town of Tadcaster, famous amongst other things for the John Swift Brewery, Britain's best-selling pint of bitter, I'm led to believe. Anyway, we're following today's route in a clockwise direction, so we're heading up kind of northwest through Wetherby and then up to the spa town of Harrogate, picking up a lovely rail trail that takes us all the way pretty much into Ripley. A cup of coffee in the grounds of Ripley Castle before we jump back on the bikes and start heading east and southeast, just meandering and looping round through Knaresborough, then following these lovely North Yorkshire quiet lanes all the way back round through Long Marsden back into Tadcaster. So yeah, without further ado, let's get back to the start of today's ride. If you can hear this over the bell ringing, that's the bike today. It's the trusty Tri-Ban. We're carrying some extra layers. It's a bit chilly if we stop, so I've got some waterproofs and belay jacket type thing, warm jacket, a couple of new bottle holders and a massive almost litre bottle from Decathlon, and do the job nicely. Sticky bars, thing for the GoPro, my trusty Brighton Rider 810, just warming up I think. Let's hit the road.
Newborn day and that still warm glow, life's in long lost times ago. Close my eyes so I can't see the light. Time stands still while the sun goes round. Distant winds making silent sounds. Daylight waiting to come relieve the night. So let it shine, 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 shine on me. Let it shine, 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 shine on me.
Like most people after a couple of pints. Okay, we're on a little rail trail between Harrogate and Ripley, I think. Very nice it is too. Not too muddy in this section, Ian.
Twilight reaching like angels through the sky. I feel my moment and breathe it in. Search for skies that begin at end. Close my eyes so I can't see the light. So let it shine, 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 shine on me. Let it shine, 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 shine on me.
Right folks, we're about 20 miles into the ride, so it's probably high time I introduce the video and where we are. We've just had a cup of tea at Ripley Castle. Nothing to write home about, if I'm being honest, but it was a nice little stop all the same. 22 miles into the ride. We'll hit about 50 miles today, and yeah, shaping up to be a really nice ride in this nice rolling terrain of South Nidderdale, I suppose. This weekend I was planning something a lot bigger, a lot more testing of my current endurance and levels of bike fitness, but as you might be able to hear from my voice, I'm just recovering from a flu that slightly knocked me sideways during the week, so I thought it probably best delay those plans for another time, and a hastily arranged ride out with Ian, who's just disappearing around the bend ahead, would be a nice plan B, nice alternative. I think just as we change direction, start heading back towards Tadcaster, talk a little bit more about pushing yourself as a cyclist, and you know, I'll share my 2 cents worth in terms of what that means for maybe the average cyclist, and quite frankly why I think that phrase of pushing yourself on the bike, or telling someone you've really pushed yourself on the bike, is kind of a bit meaningless as well. But as ever, I'll attempt to explain why as we go around. This is just superb, fairly fresh but dry Sunday afternoon in autumn, and well worth enjoying these last few weeks before the weather really turns, and the leg warmers are a firm fixture rather than an emergency option as they are today. We're still okay in shorts, just about. Try and catch up with Ian one-handed. Oh. Okay, about 40 miles in here, and 9 or 10 left to do. What a cracking little ride it's been. Not too much climbing, a couple of thousand feet maybe. Not the easiest ride for me. I'm still definitely feeling the flu. What little hills we've had today have definitely not felt easy, and I suppose in that respect I've had to push a little bit today. My heart rate's, well, as accurate as these little smartwatches are. It's been a bit higher than I would have expected for the effort that I've been putting in today. I was watching a YouTube video recently, and the sort of presenter was, you know, talking about struggling a little bit up a hill whilst filming, going up a hill, absolutely leaving others for dust. And they were clearly pushing themselves, and that is way out of my league. But it kind of got me thinking, it's all relative, isn't it? And you see a cyclist out on the roads and maybe you whiz past them, you don't know if they're finishing off a 100-mile ride. You don't know if it's the first time they've ventured out on the bike. I mean, you get a few clues, don't you, with what they're wearing and how they're riding, I suppose, in inverted commas. But I think pushing yourself could be really going for a goal that you've set, a distance, a speed, an average speed, a point to point, you know, all the usual stuff. But I think equally pushing yourself could be taking the plunge and buying your first bike, taking the plunge and saying, you know what, I'm going to dedicate a bit of my time to getting fit and to trying cycling. It could be going from that first couple of rides round the block to something a bit further afield. I think that, to me, is almost more impressive than a lot of this kind of arms race cycling that you see on the likes of YouTube. I believe there's an Audax now, which is Land's End John O'Groats. You know, the sky's the limit if you want to be a masochist and a real hardcore endurance cyclist. There's no end to the ways you can suffer on a bicycle. But you know, it won't be any surprise, dear listeners, that for me, that cyclist who walked into Halfords and walked out half an hour later with a brand new first bike and takes the plunge and goes on their first 10k ride, their first 5k ride, etc. That is just as much pushing yourself, just as worthy in my book. Wow, that was a long waffle. Let's push a bit further up the road. Well, folks, this really is absolutely lovely end to the ride. Got about 5 miles left, and just to tack on to that earlier comment about pushing yourself on the bike being relative, I probably should say I have a lot of respect and time and admiration for the real long distance enduring cyclists, and I love watching some of those efforts and challenges and adventures. So yeah, the LELs and the round the worlders and transcontinentals, it's an amazing, inspiring part of cycling for sure. I just really like the fact that we're a broad church, aren't we? And I'd never want anybody to feel like their ride round the block wasn't a challenge, because so often it can be. Is all I was trying to say.
be showing too badly on Strava.
I can't possibly.
In the ride description. Road with a cold.
Yeah, road with a cold. Slow bike.
Had to slow down for my slow mate.
Yeah. I can't wait to read the AI summary on this one. My last ride, it was slightly slower than usual. I thought, you cheeky AI bastard. Don't you know I've got a cold?
Well, it's been listening into your everyday conversations, criticising it for being too positive all the time.
I've never once clicked the would you like to hear more button. Like, no thank you AI, you said quite enough already. I was feeling good till I read your summary of my ride. Well, the amazing quiet lanes couldn't last the whole ride, could they? It's got a mile or so to go. I think that's the A64. It's rolling back into Tadcaster. And yeah, I'll catch up again when we get back to that lovely surface. When we get back to the car. Great big free car park as well in Tadcaster if you're coming up this way, start a ride. Okay, bike's in the back of the car, all packed up and ready to hit the road and drive home. Fantastic little ride, just under 50 miles, and not an easy ride if I'm being honest, with a bit of cold this week, so I pushed myself about as much as I could this weekend, and yeah, hopefully I'll wake up tomorrow and just continue feeling better and better after the sort of the peak of my cold during the week. But yeah, I just want to say thank you so much if you followed along, made it this far in the video. Please consider liking and subscribing if you would be so kind. It helps the channel out, and I really appreciate everybody that follows along and lends a bit of support and time to the channel. Just remains to say, stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, push yourself if you want to, don't push yourself if you don't want to, and I suppose as I've been saying along the way today, you know, somebody else's epic ride doesn't have to be the standard that we set ourselves. It's all relative, and you know, one person's walk in the park is another person's momentous milestone in terms of their own cycling journey, and that's such a cool part of cycling, that we are such a broad church, and you know, no matter how far, how fast you go, it's just about getting out, pushing yourself if you want to, and having fun on two wheels. So yeah, stay safe, take care, I'll see you out on the roads or the trails very soon. Bye.